It's fucking great being able to put cruise control on, like, with no kind of limit. I think the bottom limit is super low. I think I might have turned the limit off on the GS 911 using that tool. I think I might have turned that limit off. Same as how I kind of put the sports screen on. End of an era. You'll notice a lot of the bits have been removed. You can probably hear it for one, because the exhaust has been put back to stock. The heel tech valve thing has been removed and sold on. I think pretty much everything's been sold on, isn't it? This is going. Well, by now you know? No, you won't know by now. I've decided, well, basically I went down to go and have a look at a 900 GSA, and like the day before, a really, really nice 1250 GSA got traded in with all its fucking boxes, and the money was kind of like, I couldn't like ignore it, versus like a 900 GSA. The 900 GSA, don't get me wrong, I was proper into it and I really like the vibe and I like the idea of it, but I think I was getting it because affordability for a big 1300 GSA kind of wasn't there for kind of the monthly payments that I think I'd be willing to pay. I had to put like fucking $4,000 down, and I was just like, nah, I'll wait a couple of years maybe. So yes, a nice 1250 GSA with all the bits coming. It might be in this video, it might be in another video, because I've only got the one camera on at the moment. When I get on the 1250, I'll double camera up, because this was just going to be a short one just to kind of say goodbye to the XR. It's back to stock. It's got the Beamer cradle back on there. The Chiggy's off. The Chiggy's for sale. And the Innov thing got bought because they were on a really good deal and a discount code. Thank you to the YouTubers out there that post discount codes for things like that. I think the one I used was from Teapot One. So thank you very much. And this is the Innov N3, no cameras with it or anything like that. I think if I do get a dash cam, I'll end up just getting like the K7 or something, and I'll just wire it in properly on the bike. Just so it's a separate unit to this, so I can pull this off, no issues, move it away with the quick release. Because I like the idea of just having the BMW cradle and then being able to take this on and off, whereas with the N3 with the cameras that you could add into like the back, you had to remove this cradle, put a different cradle on, or I just can't be fucked with that. So hence this one. But the screen's larger, nice 6-inch screen. It's not adjusted properly, so if you can't see it, that's probably a good thing to be fair. If you can't see it, you can't see my wonderful tunes that I'm listening to. But you know, this bike, it was there to kind of like fill a bit of gap for me at the time. I thought that because I went from one job to another and I had a hell of a pay cut, the 1250 I previously had, it was a bit expensive for kind of my pay cut, and I was going to get to the point where I was going to start struggling. So this came in, money worked out better, so I swapped in for this, and it's been a great bike. I've done one trip on this. That was the one with Kyle last year where we went to Spain and stuff. It's all marked up as Europe 2026 in the on my channel if anybody would like to have a look at it. It's warm for the fucking tyres breaking. Because I did these pressures, but it's a lot colder than it was, I suppose, when I last did them. Yeah, Europe is that Europe 26? Was that the start of this year? I think it was, yeah, Europe 2026, yeah, it was the start of this year. Fucking hell. No, it definitely wasn't. No, it was last year. Europe, yeah, last year. Europe 25 or something like that. Yeah, that was a great trip. This bike was awesome on it. I fucking rinsed the tyres on it very quickly. I had a great experience, a great time. Didn't have panniers, I just had like a big SW Motec rack bag on the back, and then my Jivvy top box, the old faithful. Yeah, I had a great time, I really enjoyed it. Obviously nowhere near as comfy as a GSA, but everything's gone off this bike. All I've got left is my old KTM side stand extender, which strangely fits this, so that's just go in and it will stay with the bike and go with it. And I've got, yeah, I've just got this ride back to Ocean, dropping it off, and that's it. End of an era. Unfortunately, there's like, I've got like 75 miles left of fuel, and there's 54 miles left on my ride, so I doubt they're going to give me much fuel, because last time they didn't, so I doubt they will this time. It would be nice if you just got like a full tank of fuel and it was just kind of like almost agreements, like you give me a full tank, I'll give you a full tank, job done. But alas, not done. Maybe it is somewhere, but that's not the experience that I've had. So a nice ride down. Handover for that's at 11. I'll probably go down the bottom of the garden and I'll do a nice video down there with the bike, and I'll do a ride when I'll obviously do the ride back up from Ocean. I might record some of that, but I'll do like a walk around. Why is this person indicating there? I mean, if you were indicating to let me go there, fair one, but now you're making me think that you're gonna indicate off into this little junction here, so now I'm like, well, I'm not gonna fucking overtake you there, am I? That is the end of me with the S1000 XR, well, as long as everything goes alright with this handover. But it's been a good bike, but for what I need it for and what I kind of want a bike for, and my affordability has got a lot better for what I can afford, really. But I'm like, it's time to go back to the GSA, so I'm just going to call it cut to the GSA. Right then, so you join me with the new to me anyway, brand new second-hand, the BMW R1250 GSA. Obviously, it's I think 2025 was the last run of this. It's a 24 model. In my opinion, probably the best colour scheme. I think the best colour scheme BMW ever did was that original 2014 olive green with like the orange 1200 bit on the side. I did have one of them actually, but I ended up selling it because of certain reasons at the time, but there we go. This is the new to me one. I traded my XR in for this. I think I said previously in the kind of first ride clip that I had of this, like I left my previous GSA because of financial reasons at the time, went to the XR, and now financially I can move back to this, thank the Lord. And I'm happy I'm back, to be honest. What have I done to this recently? Obviously I'm sat down at the bottom of the garden. That's not mine behind, by the way. I'm certainly not in that kind of position in life, and I don't have any horses, so ignore the gate. All I've done to this really is the dude had bar risers on it before. The bar risers still came with it. I've taken them off, No, I haven't taken them off. They came with it, but the angle of the bars I noticed yesterday when I came back, it was really weird. So I've changed that back. I think it was on like full, like 10 degrees up. It felt like the bars were like really high. It felt like I was riding like an easy rider Harley, like in America or something like that. They felt quite high up. So I put them back to a flat 0. And then I sat on the bike and went, nah, it still feels a little bit, that now feels too flat. So I've gone for an in the middle 5 degrees, and then I'll see. I'm going for a ride later today, so I'll see how that feels. One thing I do need to change, it's got, I'll show you all this in a walk around in a sec. It's got like a cockpit like cover. I never had one on my old one. Excuse me, I keep hiccuping. I never had one on my old one, but it covers like the suspension view, like down from above. I think it's to help with noise or something, but in there it's still got the USB thing. I need to change that for my USB-C one, the BMW one which I had on my XR. I took off before I traded it in, so I've got that to put on there. But other than that, like, it's good to go. There's not a mark on it. Obviously I've got the in-off screen on it, which I've put on there anyway. Excuse my half blown Crocs, by the way, as well. The dog decided to destroy one of the 4-wheel drive straps. I'll do a little walk around of it now, I think. But I love it. It's so good to be back on the GS. I think I remember when I was looking to go back to, because I think when I had a 1290, the KTM Super Adventure, and I was looking to go back onto a Beamer, because I had the 1200, and then I had a bit of a break and went to KTMs and stuff like that. I tried an RT too small for me, in terms of like riding position and stuff like that. And then I went to try the 1250 GS, not the adventure one, and that was great. And I just literally hopped on it and I was like, oh my god, I need to get back on a GS immediately. And obviously I went for the adventure because that's bigger tank, that's what I like, and like it's wider road presence and wind protection and stuff like that. That's my kind of vibe. One thing I think I do need to do on this is I do need to reset the transmission values, because obviously it's had somebody else shift in for 9,000 miles and it's got used to them, and mine's a bit different. I've changed the position of the gear shift selector as well, so because there's got like an in position and an out position, and I like mine further out because I've got size 12 feet, massive boats, I know. So yeah, we'll switch to the other camera and we'll have a look around the bike. So here we go. Here is the 1250 GS Adventure Rally. It's a 24 model. I'm not sure if it's like one of the last runs because, as I've said, I think it was the 25, but it is an absolute minter. So the person that looked after this before, absolute credit to them, to be fair. It's got the kind of like handguard like extender things on there. They're quite a nice like fitment, and they're good if the weather's horrendous. There's the engine bar kind of like cover things. I think they might be like AliExpress jobbies, but I suppose they protect the bars slightly, but unless that's covering that it's been dropped, there's not a mark on it anywhere. Even like kind of like boot scuffs, there's nothing, which just baffles me. It's done £9,000, but it's got the fender extender on the front. It's got a mud sling on the back. It's got the rear. It's got the nice LED lights. Maybe at some point I'll upgrade and get exposure lights, kind of like I've got on my push bike, but who knows. Headlight protector, again, I think that's been on from new because there's not a mark on it. The tyres, it's got Bridgestone A41s, and I remember not getting on with them last time I had a GS, but they were alright yesterday on the ride back, so we'll see. One thing I do need to get is the old side stand extender puck, even though that's quite big. Whenever you stop somewhere with like soft mud or rock or anything like that, it does sink quite a lot, so that'll be something I'll be getting because I don't have my old one, unfortunately. This, all you do is you unscrew that and it just flips out. So I've done that, I've changed that. But it's got all the like frame plugs as well. I know they're like an aftermarket bit as well. I've got some cool covers which I kept from my old bike, which I need to put on here to stop warming my anus. Nobody likes a warm anus. I've put my SW Motec tank ring on there. I've got that on there already. I did that last night, just so I can get my tank bag on there. But you know, the handlebar bag that I'll be riding with was like, I think I got that on AliExpress, and that was a couple of quid, and that just sits along there, and that's really good. So if you're just going for a short ride, it's really helpful just to put all your things in. This is the kind of cockpity type cover thing here, this square thing. I'm pretty sure that isn't stock. I'm fairly sure that's not stock. Like this plasticky ring bit that goes along there, I'm fairly sure that's not stock. So, but I need to swap that out, so I'll do that later on, I think. And then panniers, came with a full set of panniers. This I've still got my old Jivvy rack, and I like having the big Jivvy box on the back, Givvy. But I've still got the rack for that, so I'll probably put the Givvy rack back on, and then run the big Jivvy box. But who knows, we'll see. Because the small black box does look quite good as part of the styling. And also, I don't think there's a mud sling on the back, is there? I think that is. I can't remember if that is the mud slinger or not. Who knows? But it's in great condition, considering it's done 9,000 miles. I know it's 2 years old, but it's in excellent condition. And he left his toolbox on there for me as well. So quite a few aftermarket type bits that have been left on. Which is good because I've already put my like puncture repair kit in there. But absolute minter, and I'm very, very happy with it. So if the person that Part X this bike in, if you see this and you know this is yours, I bought it from Ocean in Plymouth. Thank you for looking after it so well, because I'm very happy with it. Right, back to the other view. So there we have it. In terms of kind of content, I suppose, on the bike, it's going to be no different from the usual stuff. Like the occasional, I'll go out on the bike and I'll do some rants, or think of the things that are going on in the world, and see how much I can get my views across and vent as much as I go. Other than that, it will just be the usual trips. Might be a Euro trip if I can afford it. Who knows? There's a little bit of a, what's the point in having that bike if you're not going to fucking use it? But you know, balance of everything. I suppose it's much easier to go bike camping with a tent on a bike like that than it would have been on the XR. I know people do it, and I know in reality it is an easy thing to do, but it's just simpler on that bike, isn't it? It's so much easier. So yeah, very happy with it, and close it down there until until we get back out on the bike. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Right then, there's a new view, and it is the 1250 GS Adventure we're back. Fuck myself up here, boy. Not reversing in, but oh well. We are at Philip Warren in Launceston, and I am filled with half a sausage roll because it was fucking roasting, so I was kind of like waving it around, trying to cool it down slightly. But we're off. So this is the new beast. I think I will have, there'll either be a walk around video after this or there'll be a walk around video before it. I'm not too sure yet. Why the fuck is this doing this? So I stopped for some food and a drink because I was fucking hanging out, and now I am going back home. There's going to be, well, it is just going to be the A30 because then I will get back onto normal roads afterwards, and this ain't going to be on for that long. Still getting used to everything, I think. I haven't ridden a fucking big 1250 GS in, well, since I got rid of it. I don't think I've ridden one since. It's good to be back in the saddle, in the comfy saddle. All I've had to do is adjust my seat a little bit because I like to have the front bit on the high setting and the rear bit on the low setting. It just sits you into the armchair. Why the fuck is my Google Maps doing that? I've definitely pressed a button and I've fucked something up there to do that. See if I can do that on the move. But overview, no. Perspective, yeah. I'll have to stop and restart that when I stop. So yeah, here's the new cockpit for a while. Well, a very long time, because I'm not going to making the mistake of going away from one of these bikes again. Not that it was a mistake, but like, this is the bike to be on. And it's just so nice. Like, I rode it away from the dealership and I just had to like get used to it again. Like, the riding position and the comfort. I wonder what view I put this on. Hopefully it's not just straight my crotch. It's just, there's nothing like it. There's no bike like this. It's just so good to be back on the GS, and I'm very happy. And because of me making some sensible decisions with, oh, what the fuck's going on here? This is the problem. I got boxes on now, so I can't filter through everything like I fucking would have before. Unfortunate. Ah, BDV. Broken down vehicle. Hazards. Hazards on. Everybody's, yeah, we're all being waved around, but that car mugged me off and decided to continue going. There we go. Hazards deployed. Everybody else has followed. What a great arm. Oh no. That's unfortunate. Sorry guys. Is that a blowout? Or is it a... Oh no. From Red Roof. Probably off on a nice holiday somewhere or a nice day out. And they busted down. Sorry guys. Oh, it's so good to be back on a GS. It's just such a nice familiar cockpit. I don't know whether I'd have done my little walkthrough yet. Who knows? If I have, hang on, I'm just going to think about the easiest order that I would have done this in. So this morning I was on the XR. Then it would have been, I don't know. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to have done is I'm going to do the XR, I'll do the intro video on the bike in the back of the garden somewhere, and then I'll come to this little road ride. That's what we'll do. And I'm back, and I'm comfortable, and it's luxurious and massively gargantuous, me using the big words. I fucking love this bike, and I am very, very, very happy to be back on one. And I'm very happy that my circumstances in life have worked out to the point where I can be back on one of these. They are the best bike in the world, I don't care. And we've got the cockpit view, the lovely cockpit view. Hello. And yeah, whether I can afford to go away and do any kind of trips or anything yet this year, that remains to be seen. I might go back to doing a bit of bike camping and just try and get that done in the UK. I might go to Wales when there's a bit of nicer weather, but we will see. It's always nice to go overseas, but, and I know I've said it before, because you can actually like enjoy your bike and go and see different things and different scenery in a different country, because it is just nicer riding a motorbike overseas, in my opinion. But it's expensive, and the ferries are expensive, and I live in Devon, so to get to the Channel I might as well pay for a ferry, given the cost of like fuel to get there and then peages onwards and stuff like that. I might ask ChatGPT what it's cheaper to do and see if it can answer me. ChatGPT is taking over the world. Or it will one day. Is anybody else like me and you're always like polite to ChatGPT, because when it does eventually take over, because it's going to fucking happen, let's be honest. Everything's going to be like automated eventually in the future, and it's going to be ran by something like that. Hopefully it remembers that I used my my please and thank yous, my P's and Q's, and whenever I asked it to make stupid images of my friend or turn my dog into Harry Potter or something like that, I use my P's and Q's. Who knows? Oh, it was a very, very nice handover at Ocean. The dude down there, the dude I normally deal with, Rich, he's moved on to another job within Ocean, so I haven't seen him recently. But he was kind of like my point of contact when I started looking for another bike. And I was going to try 1300, but as I said previously, it's too fucking expensive. And I was going for a 900 GSA, but then obviously this came in, as I said. But I ended up speaking to a dude called Dan. He's a really nice bloke. He squared me away, great handover, looked over my XR, went through all of this with me. Obviously I've already had one, but like, he went through everything with me, which was nice. I mean, and I think this is like the last hurrah of the 1250 GSA as well, because I don't know if they did one in 25. I think it was just the last lot with the 24 models. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think I am, but you never know. And that's not why I bought it. I bought it because I fucking wanted this bike. And it's just so good. Even just like where I was driving out, and like I think I came up towards Launceston through Callington and along that way, and there's some nice like bendy roads through there, and it was lovely. It just like, wherever you stick this bike, it just sits and it stays there. And I'm in dynamic mode at the moment. I'm going to switch the road, go full magic carpet on the motorway. Oh, motorway, A road. Delicious. There's probably a lot of wind noise right now as well, because I can hear it on top of my thing, but I'm not getting fucked around, so I'm going to stick with it, and then I shall edit it out in post. I also don't have my bally on. Normally I've got like a buff balaclava-y type thing, sealing my head in. So we'll see what the noise comes out on this thing. But I kept my screen thing off the XR to put on here if I needed to, but the screen's in its lowest position. It feels fucking wonderful. Don't even know if I need to put it up. Oh my god, this bike is so good. I think I've said it about 14 fucking million times now. This is like the most, I will end up putting my tank bag back on here, I've got that, and Funnily enough, they fit across the whole range. It's the same tank ring, I think. That does look the same. Yeah, it is the same. That would have been interesting. Sure. I'll be putting that on, but you still have this little GS card, receipt pocket, whatever the fuck it is. And that's a really good place to put your toll receipts and your cards and everything like that when you're going through the peages, or a couple of coins and stuff like that. But then when you've got the tank bag on there, that's kind of redundant. This, I just kept this, and I'm glad I did. Because it means I still got it for now, and I could charge my phone like on the way home, so my phone was nearly dead. So I'm glad I kept this, and I brought it with me, because otherwise I'd have fucking had zero battery on the way back, which is nice. So this will probably never get used. And when I've got I think when I've got a tank bag on, this won't be there, because it doesn't need to be. But this is also quite a handy bit of kit. Again, good for stuffing your phone in, having like a visor wiper in. It's just a smaller tank bag, but it's on the handlebar. I think the guy before this, he had handlebar risers on it. How do I know that? Because they're in the fucking panniers. And I think when the risers have come off, the bars, I think they're a little bit, the angle's slightly off, I think, because it feels like it's slightly off, and this side feels like it's higher up than that side or lower than that side, and vice versa. So that'll be something to adjust. Oh, one thing I didn't do before I fucking started, I pressed the buttons at the same time, so hopefully the audio syncs up nicely, but I didn't do a visor clap to link up all of my audio and things. I guess we'll find out how that goes. Oh, I think that's it now. I said I was going to do the other bit in between, didn't I? So this will be the end of this video. There won't be any videos of like putting things on this bike, because it's come with fucking everything I want on it. It's got panniers, I've got my lovely little win-off screen and stuff. Oh, to be fair, before I cut away, I will refer to this. I will actually do a standalone video with the in-off, I think, but this thing's great. It's like Chiggy, like my Chiggy Android Auto screen, it's awesome. But this is bigger, and it just goes straight onto the BMW cradle, and I said that in the other video, didn't I? But obviously I had a good ride with it, and it works well. It's nice and easy, nice and simple. I can do over-the-air updates. There's no cameras or anything, but eventually I'll get a dash cam, I think, as I've already said. And yeah, I look forward to it. 10 out of 10 would recommend. We will leave this video there, and I'll maybe do a video on the in and off at some point, but otherwise this would just be really boring, me just sat on the A30 fucking going along, bouncing along my luxurious carpeted ride. Oh, this is another thing that I've missed. I put my feet up on the side and just stretch my legs out. This is an absolute mile muncher. It's the best bike to do it in. Oh, both feet up, feeling like a Harley Davidson rider. I admire you, sir. You went to overtake on the hill and you don't have enough beans, so now we're sat behind you waiting. And now we go. Just back into cruise control, just relaxing, just chilling. I think my last video I said it was coming home. It didn't, did it? It's unfortunate. Oh well, that was unlucky. Right, we'll close it down there. I shall be back for more vlogs at a later date. Bye everyone. Goodbye. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should have added in. What else should I have added into this video? I've got the XL ride, dropping it off. I've got my kind of like first ride, but after I'd left and set up and got some food, and then I've got this. What else should be in this video?